Most people think they are good at reading others. They are not. Studies show that the average person can detect a lie only 52% of the time. That is barely better than a coin flip. You are essentially guessing. But here is what changes everything. A small group of people, negotiators, therapists, detectives, elite salespeople, they watch differently. They do not just look, they observe. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Your brain is lazy. Not as an insult, it is biology. Your mind processes 11 million bits of information every single second. But your conscious mind can only handle about 40 to 50 of those bits. So your brain takes shortcuts. It sees what it expects to see. It fills in the gaps with assumptions. And those assumptions, they are usually about you, your mood, your biases, your past experiences, not about the person standing right in front of you. This is called inattentional blindness, and it means you are walking through life missing almost everything happening around you. The person who looked away when you mentioned money. The friend whose smile appeared just a half second too late. The colleague whose feet were pointing toward the door the entire meeting. You saw it. Your brain registered it, but you did not process it because you were not watching closely. That changes right now. Let us start with the eyes, because the eyes are the most honest part of the human body. They are connected directly to the oldest part of your brain, the part that operates before language, before logic, before the ability to perform. When someone is genuinely interested in what you are saying, their pupils dilate, not slightly, measurably. This is involuntary. They cannot fake it. When someone is uncomfortable, watch for what researchers call the eye block. They close their eyes slightly longer than a normal blink. Sometimes they rub them. It is the brain's ancient attempt to block out what is making it uneasy. Here is one that most people overlook. Watch where someone looks when they are thinking. When a right-handed person constructs an image in their mind, meaning they are imagining something, they typically look up and to their left. When they are recalling something real, they look up and to the right. This is not a lie detector, but it is a signal worth noticing. And eye contact. Sustained, unblinking eye contact is not confidence. It is a dominance display. Natural confidence comes with comfortable breaks. Watch for that distinction. Now move your attention downward, to the body. Because while people manage their faces, they practice their expressions, they rehearse their words. Very few people manage their bodies, and the body is where truth leaks out. Watch the feet first. Most people never think about their feet, and that is exactly why feet are so revealing. Feet point toward what the brain wants. If someone is talking to you but their feet are angled toward the door, they want to leave. If someone claims they are fine but their feet are bouncing rapidly, their nervous system is in conflict with their words. Watch for self-soothing behaviors. When a person is stressed or uncertain, the body reaches for comfort automatically. They touch their neck. They stroke their arm. They press their lips together. These are not signs of lying. They are signs of discomfort. Something in the conversation has triggered an internal alarm. Your job is to notice when it starts. because that moment tells you everything. Watch for congruence. When someone is being genuine, their words, their face, and their body all say the same thing at the same time. When something is off, one of those channels lags behind or contradicts the others. A person who says they are excited but sits completely still. A person who says they are relaxed but grips their chair. Incongruence is your signal to pay closer attention. This is where it gets fascinating. The human face can produce over 10,000 distinct expressions, but the ones that matter most last less than 1/5 of a second. They are called micro-expressions, and they are involuntary flashes of true emotion that appear before the person has time to suppress them. Dr. Paul Ekman spent decades identifying 7 universal micro-expressions that appear across every culture on Earth. Contempt, fear, disgust, anger, surprise, happiness, sadness. These are hardwired into every human being, regardless of language, culture, or background. Here is how to start catching them. Stop watching the whole face. Focus on zones. The upper face, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, reveals fear and surprise. The middle face, nose and cheeks, reveals disgust. The lower face, lips and jaw, reveals contempt and anger. When someone is trying to hide an emotion, they manage their whole face, but they almost always leak it in one zone first. That zone is where the truth is. Now let us talk about what people say, and more importantly, how they say it. Because language is one of the most underestimated signals available to you. Watch for distancing language. When someone says, "That was not my decision," instead of, "I did not decide that," hear that shift. They are separating themselves from the action. When someone refers to a person they claim to love in the third person instead of by name, "She did this," instead of "my wife did this," that emotional distance is rarely accidental. Watch for over-explanation. Innocent people tend to say less, not more. When someone gives you an explanation you did not ask for, the brain is compensating for something. It is not proof of anything, but it is a signal. Watch for statement qualifiers. Phrases like, "to be honest," "to tell you the truth," and "I am not going to lie," do not make a statement more believable. They do the opposite. They signal that the person is aware of the concept of honesty in this particular moment, and that awareness is worth noting. And listen for what is missing. The most important part of any story is often what the person chose not to say. If someone tells you about an argument but skips over how it ended, pay attention to that gap. Everything I have shared with you only works if you understand one foundational concept: the baseline. Every person has a baseline, a natural, comfortable way of moving, speaking, and behaving when they are relaxed and unstressed. You cannot identify a deviation until you know what normal looks like for that specific person. This is the mistake most people make. They read behavior in isolation, but behavior only has meaning in context. Someone who looks away constantly might simply be shy. Someone who never smiles might have a resting face that looks serious. Someone who speaks in short, clipped sentences might just be introverted. None of that means anything until you know their baseline. So, before you analyze, Observe. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes in any interaction to simply watch and listen without judgment. Let them show you who they are when nothing is at stake. Then, when something shifts, and you will feel it before you can even explain it, that shift is your signal. Watching people closely is not about suspicion. It is not about catching people out or gaining the upper hand. At its highest level, it is an act of radical attention. It is choosing to truly see another human being, not the version of them you expect, not the version they are performing, but the real, unguarded, unfiltered truth of who they are in this moment. When you develop this skill, your relationships deepen, your conversations change. You become someone that people feel truly heard by, because you are actually paying attention. And in a world where almost no one is truly paying attention, that makes you extraordinary. So the next time you are in a room with another person, stop talking for a moment. Stop thinking about what you are going to say next, and watch. Watch the eyes. Watch the body. Watch the space between the words. Watch people closely, because everything you need to know, they are already telling you.